Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from Kern Raceway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's Live As It Happens 9th round coverage of the Late Model Invitational Series, Season 31. Only tonight's race and 2 more before a champion is crowned. Points race so close, 4 drivers still have legitimate chances to finish on top, 3 of which are hunting their first series championship. Those are the kind of circumstances that beg the broadcast opening to toss away the overused, ridiculous metaphoric crutch and walk without limp, supported only by historical facts. And the facts are: Kurt Smith has a 2-point advantage over Chris Davis and 11 over Mike Holloway in the standings. Smith is winless this season and has no career late model wins at Kern. However, Cucumber Kurt's last 2 visits to Bakersfield were both podiums. When it comes to season wins, Davis has 3, while Holloway has 1. Perhaps the stat that carries the most weight is Davis and Holloway are the only drivers scheduled to race tonight with career late model wins at this place. And while Smith, Davis, and Holloway chase their first title, lurking 17 points below the surface is the dorsal fin of death, defending series champion James Lowe. There you go. VGN has laid the place settings. The BRL will serve the meal. All you need to do is slide the lazy boy under the supper table, tie on your bib, and pull the lever to recline and dine on the delicious excitement that is the simulated short track racing action that's about to stream your way. A warm Golden State hello and welcome on this Saturday night, August 23rd, 2025. It's Jeremy Gridlock Scott joining yours truly, Bill Soupson, hi, in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Words Eye View replay. Ryan Seneker, well, he's not here tonight because we've got the boss man Lowell Jewell in charge of pushing the sliders and turning the knobs. All right, Gridlock, Kern Raceway, you ready for this?
I am, because it's one of our newer tracks, and I say newer because it opened up in 2013, initially under Kern County Raceway Park. It was a replacement for Mesa Marin Speedway, half-mile circuit named for Kevin Harvick. Later on, back in 2022, 12 to 14 degrees in the corners, so we're going to see some interesting speeds, interesting racing here tonight at Kern County Speedway, and the world-famous Let's Play 2, well, Let's Race 2 here in the Golden State.
There you go, Irwindale, and then we follow it up here in Bakersfield. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the points. You know, Kurt Smith is winless this season, but is nursing a 5-race top 5 streak. Cucumber Kurt, his worst finish this season is an 8th. Boy, he has been consistent. Along with 3 wins, Chris Davis has a pair of runner-ups. Mike Holloway was the points leader after rounds 1, 2, and 4. But Mike will be taking provisional points tonight as he's recovering from a lawn sprinkler-related injury. After missing the season opener, James Lowe has been trying to make up ground all season long. The driver that some have started calling dorsal death is coming off a win last time out. Deuce and Goose, a pair of former champs, make up the next 2 spots. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson and the Canadian Goose John Wilson. You know, after starting the season 2nd and 3rd for Todd Liston, it's been nothing but double digits results ever since. There's a new baby in the house. Let's blame it on that. Tim Corder has been close, but he's still hunting his first top 5 this season. Irwindale saw Benny Ellison pick up his 2nd top 10 of his campaign, and the same stat works for the Chief, Steve Hilbert. All right, there you have it. We've got through all the business. Now it's just a matter of going racing here. They're putting in some practice times, and remember, practice is all they have. There is no qualifying here. The grid is set by inverting the top 13 from the previous race. Finish 13th, you'll be on the pole. If you're the winner, you're starting back innermost.
Of course, you see the 6 of Kurt Smith on the circuit. Well, the driver's hoping to do well tonight. Of course, going to have a little bit of time to think about it if things go wrong because next week, Soup, well, we're off because I've got Meat Fest and nobody wants to play, so I guess we're not going to race next week.
You have Meat Fest? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, it's a Meat Fest. I smoke a lot of meat, and it's our annual get-together. Yeah.
Oh, well, gee, that caught me by surprise because when we go through the standings here, you'll notice that Matt Hoos is out there in the cow painted machine. So
that's right.
That one caught me utterly by surprise there. All right, with that out of the way, we're going to give you the grid of a nice full field here. How many do we have here tonight? A grid of about 16. It's a good sized grid for the middle of summer. And with that said, let's go ahead and give it to you right now. Starting on, hey, look at this. He finished in the Bakersfield last time out. It's the man that usually is in the production van. Well, he's out there right now in a late model. We're talking about Ryan Seneca. He's going to be flanked by former champion John Wilson.
Take a look at row 2. It's the 57 of Ed Herzog and the 49 of Kenny Allen.
Good start for those 2 guys. Steve Hilbert will be starting in 5th with rookie Benny Ellison outside of him.
Yeah, but it looks like Herzog might be good. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm okay. We'll go to Double Deuce Bruce as our page goes away. Have a good night for me.
And I got it. Brendan Myers after that. Kurt Smith and Chris Davis will be going 9th and 10th. You want to take 11th? Can you do that one?
Let's go Tom Hilbert and Todd Liston in row in 10th and 11th, 11th, 12th, I mean.
There you go.
I'm
James
okay.
Lowe's in there too. Todd Liston around there.
There we
all
go.
know who these guys are. Chris Hazlett. Ruben Altisse, the quiet man, is here, and at the very back in his cow-flavored machine, the number 21 of Matt Hoos. Glad that everybody is here with us. One of the people that are here with us is, of course, the perfectly mesmerizing Joseph Kirkland. And that Mustang, she's took us around for a parade lap, and now they'll do the race lap, and we'll get this thing going. Lots of racing lines here at Kern. You can go low, you can go high. You got to watch out about burning the tires off, as always the case.
I shouldn't have talked to my mentor this week because, it all went to my head. But nonetheless, Ryan Seneker, John Wilson on the front row. Let's see if Seneker, if he can lead a lap. I have a feeling he's going to. He's really getting a handle on the setup after being away from the late models for so long. Pace car pulls off. We're just about set to go racing here. Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. Thanks for joining us here on the Virtual Grip Network. And the green flag is out. And wow, look at the jump that Seneker got going into turn number 1. It's Seneker and Wilson, and he goes high. Seneker goes high coming off of 1 and 2.
Sometimes it's hard when you're out there doing pace, you're doing practice laps. You never really practice the restart. You don't know how hard you can take the car into the first corner. Well, Ryan found that one out, and he surrenders the spot as he drops way back now. That's going to give Mark Herzog the lead.
It really does, as Herzog with a nice healthy advantage over the Canadian Goose, John Wilson. Back there, you've got Kenny Allen up high against Double Deuce Bruce, who has a new paint scheme this weekend. So that's the battle for third place. We're watching that right now as Wilson goes around second place. And yeah, look at Allen. He's taking that high line. So far, Soup, it's working for him.
Boy, the car got a little squiggly up there. I've learned that you can do a couple things. You have to be careful. If you take the car in too hot, you can burn off the right front. If you get on the throttle too soon, you can burn off the right rear. You want to try to keep that thing steady. Stuck on the outside is Papa Kenny Allen as he works outside the new paint scheme there of Bruce Pearson. Now he's going to lose that spot. Look at this big picture racing here. Here comes your point leader, Kurt Smith, on an inside battle. He wants to get the pass made, but he wants to do it carefully.
Yeah, you can't be burning off those tires too much, as Kenny Allen is finding out. But right behind Allen, actually now going low on the inside, is the 99 James Lowe, your defending series champion. Dispatches him with ease, and out single file for the top 6 as they go work their way around top 7. Not too many battles so far. Some of these drivers trying to feel out this progressive banking, but the Canadian Goose starting to close in on Herzog, and so is Pearson.
There's my camera shot. Oh my goodness, look how relaxing I feel. You can see the whole thing. You look at that side-by-side battle. We don't need to be close up on it. We can see as they come underneath you. Look at those leaders go underneath you, and then you get to that first two-wide battle. They get that sorted out. Love this thing. Otherwise it feels like you're watching an MTV video with camera cuts every 2 seconds. It's nice to just catch your breath and pretend like you're watching it in the stands.
Oh, it's nice to be able to see what the Rooftop Johnny is showing, as right now we see the 22 of Double Deuce try to go around the inside of the Canadian Goose, and indeed he makes it easy. Here comes Smith as well to the inside, side by side for third place, as that's given Herzog a chance to open up a pretty sizable gap, about a half second between first and second. But now we see Wilson kind of falling off just a little bit.
Not the results of the race are a little picture, but when we talk about big picture, we're talking about a season-long story. Kurt Smith right now as the Canadian Goose gets in the wall.
Yeah, Canadian Goose slaps the wall just a little bit, and that's going to give the 87 Liston a chance to go around the inside. And look who's behind the 75 as well. That's the 49 of Kenny Allen. And now Smith tries to go high. We'll see if he can hang, but it doesn't look like it, as here comes the defending champion, James Lowe.
This is the big picture I wanted to talk about. Yes, Smith would, if it was a perfect world, would love to finish in front of Lowe, but he doesn't need to finish in front of Lowe to get this championship. He just needs to finish close to Lowe when the thing is all said and done. Pearson gets really loose up front, and that's going to allow Lowe to go low and get underneath Pearson. The 22 is struggling. Smith has been pushed to the outside. Here comes Todd Liston.
No surprise that Liston is moving his way up near the front. It's been a while, so we've seen that number 87 up there in single file so far. But let's see if James Lowe has anything for Herzog. As look at who's going the inside. It's Liston at third spot.
Double Deuce Bruce has been experimenting with some interesting racing lines, some late entries, diamonding the corner, then stretching it up. That's leaving the door open. The 87 of Liston would love to get a nose down in there and put a stop to that nonsense that Pearson is doing right now. Meanwhile, with the car tight to the inside, here comes the 99. Dorsal death. He is James Lowe to the inside of Mark Herzog.
Yeah, Herzog just has that 99 planted down low, makes it look easy. Right now, move Lowe to the point, but Herzog is not going to have a second word about that as they work through 3 and 4. And indeed, it's going to be James Lowe who gets the point here as they cross the line.
if you're a Kurt Smith fan, you might be thinking, oh no. Oh, Smith is listed in front of everybody. Smith checks up and he gets into it. Also get into him is Davis. Smith and Davis, they said 1 and 2 of the points. And right now, they sit along the left of the track. Davis whips it around with a donut. Smith does a Y turn. He tries to get it going as well. Everybody back out there. Smith in front of Davis. I don't think there's going to be a pit stop involved, but oh, mercy, let's look at it.
Looking here, it looks like, yeah, Liston just loses it on his own, and unfortunate collateral damage there between those 3 cars, with Myers running into the back of Davis and taking Kurt Smith out in the process. Let's take a look at another replay.
There it is. It's so weird to see Liston make a mistake like that. There you go. And then the checkup, and Davis and Smith get together. Now, I know this for sure. Kurt will not want to talk to us. Cucumber Kurt's got things to worry about. But I think we can probably check in on Davis and find out what he knows about how his machine is feeling. Can we dial up the number 7? Chris Davis and Soup up here in the booth. Can you tell us how the car is?
We're going to pit, I think. I'm on the tail end of the lead lap. We're going to see what we can do to try and fix it. I definitely have some rear damage. I'm trying to stay clean, and I was checking up for what was happening ahead of me, and I feel like I got collected behind, but, you know, it's racing.
Oh, you're not the only one going in the pits. We see that Kurt Smith is going in the pits, but nonetheless, what is the difference between this progressive banking here and some of the other tracks we've been to? Because it seems like that low line still is the fastest.
Well, I love running the low line here, lower than a lot of people, I think. We'll see what happens. It doesn't. So when you run the low line, it's wearing off the right rear. When you run the middle, it's wearing off the right front, even though the middle might be a little bit faster. But I like a loose car. I got to get going.
All right, they're coming around. Get out of here. Good luck. There we go. Davis is going to get. I got to get going. Don't want to be caught a lap down. He stays under pit lane speed, and he gets out there, and now he's got to hustle his way around to get to the back of the pack. Davis did get out, as did Smith. So there's your 2 points leaders. Holloway's not here. He sits in 3rd. And then there is Dorsal Death. Number 99 of James Lowe, defending champion. He's on the outside. I'm not sure if he was given credit for the lead. I believe he's choosing that one. Gridlock, I think that's where he's gone.
I think that's where he's gone, so it'll still be his race to go. And Herzog actually takes a jump, so I wonder if Herzog was the leader then. Yeah, green flag is back out. Yeah, because I can't see Herzog going in and cutting Lowe off on that star single file for 1st and 2nd. But really, Soup, 3rd on back. Holy cow, it's side by side like we're doing the pace laps. Indeed.
Pearson on the inside, then the number 11 of Brendan Myers doing a little bit of blinking. You know, I want to drill down a little bit on that restart. Lowe had that pass made, and he's going to go right back and get it again. I don't know if Herzog is going to get lucky and have another caution come out to save him losing that position. This time the 99 underneath. Look how tight he gets it. Coming off of 4, gets the power down. The in-and-out machine stays off the outside wall. They go down into 1. I think the 99 should be able to finish it. Look at Herzog, though, making low work. Oh, he gets loose, and that's going to open the door.
Well, there's also a little bit of a touch back there between Allen and Wilson. We'll see how far back Wilson has it, but right there, that's where Lowe gets up on the hammer, and he takes the lead while we're under caution.
And it's Ruben Altice. It was 3 wide, and the 72 of Benny Ellison could not stay down, and he gets up into it.
And of course, we saw Wilson and Allen have a little bit of quote-unquote netcode contact there. But regardless, I think James Lowe got lucky there. We'll see if race control decides to swap the 2 positions. All right, Soup, let's go ahead and call up Bruce Allen. The Double Deuce has a new paint scheme. We always like talking to Bruce when he has those paint schemes. Hey, Bruce, it's Jeremy and Soup up in the booth. All right, let's talk about your new paint scheme this weekend. Seems like another notable cause that you're supporting.
Well, I was a high school wrestling coach for 36 years. 30 of those years were here in the state of California. And the last few years, they moved the state tournament to the Bakersfield Arena, which is pretty close to this racetrack. So I had a really successful career out there and finished up in Colorado. In 2003, I was the California Coaches Association High School Coach of the Year. The team was undefeated, league and section titles, so it's kind of a homecoming.
There you go. The looks like the guy's on the hood. I think somebody's going to get a reversal.
Oh no, someone's going to get thrown on his head.
All right, good job. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
I gotta come back. I have more questions. I have a ton of wrestling questions I would like to ask.
You know, and that's why I love when these guys are on these these different paint schemes. I always like getting them on and talking about them because I always love talking about them.
Got a movie for y'all if you want to catch one. The best wrestling movie, Vision Quest. Go ahead, check it out. It's from the 80s. All right, they're doubling up. Now, let's check in real quick and see how the big picture's working. Where did Smith and where did Davis come out here in the back? They are well in the back. Smith is still racing. Is Davis out there?
Davis looks like he is out there. Yeah, he's about... Everybody's still on the lead lap for now, knock on wood. As Hazelup is tail end Charlie there. So we'll see what happens here when we get back to green. Again, we're coming to our second restart. It's Lowe and Herzog on row 1, Myers and Pearson row 2. That's Wilson and Allen row 3, Elson and Hoos. Matt Hoos is up in row 4. Highest climber is James Lowe with 10 spots. No surprise there. Green flag is back out as we are back restarting, and a good start by James Lowe. He's leaving Herzog and Myers to defend for each other as we're still side by side from second on back.
You know, we talked about that caution flag. It came out just a little bit late. Herzog almost got the advantage of one more. Herzog tucks in front of Myers. How about the job Myers has done it? From 8th position where he started, now racing in 3rd. Your big mover, 16th up to 7th. It looks like it's Matt Hoos. Boy, he's having a nice run.
Yeah, great run for Hoos. Great to see him back in the field as well. As we still got this battle, between Myers, who falls back just a little bit, between Pearson and Allen. Those two are trying to go for the 4th spot, so Double Deuce has it right now. Now he sets his sights on the 11 of Brennan Myers.
If you're a fan of VGN, you know Papa Kenny Allen. If you watch the Red Light Racing League that we cover every Tuesday night, he races there. Let me correct myself. That's on Thursday nights. And he's done a little crossover work. He likes the BRL and maybe likes what VGN does as well. But right now he's working on the back of Pearson. And
really, that's a slick paint scheme to begin with. You know, if you take a look at detail, the contact there, and around goes the 22 of Pearson. No caution. There it is. 3rd caution of the night after contact between Myers, Pearson, and Allen right there. Thankfully, nobody else was collected, but out goes the pace car to collect the field.
He was trying for a full Nelson, and then he
suplexed himself
away from him. Yes, he did. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
So a little bump, kind of lost it there after hitting Myers, and then it was Allen who decided to have the finishing move there. I guess you could say he took the chair to his head.
There you go. That's good. I've used up all my wrestling of knowledge right now. That's it. I'm dry on that one. Let's go ahead. Can we talk to Brendan Myers, the number 11? Let's see if we can see how he's feeling here. He's having a good run. It's soup up here in the booth. You started in 8th. You've worked yourself up to 3rd. What's the preferred line for you, Brendan?
You know, I haven't decided yet. I feel like I've made the inside and the outside both work when I needed to. So I think the track's changing a little bit, but we'll see.
As I say, we've had 3 short green flag runs. It's kind of hard to find out what works best, and if we get a long run, how are you going to sort that out?
Yeah, well, my main 2 goals are keep the car clean and try to save that right rear tire. So that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully we'll get some green flags here so we can kind of see what we need to do.
I was just going to ask you that because we're getting different confirmations. Some guys say, boy, you got to save the right rear. Some people say it's the right front. You're a right rear guy. Good luck to you.
Yep, right rear for me. Thank you.
All right.
So Chris Hazelup's back in the pits as well, as this is his second pit stop. And look at how close James Lowe is on the pace car, just almost Earnhardting it.
He doesn't like to be behind anybody.
If there's one thing I learned from last season, lights are on the pace car, so we will get going. Soup, do you think we can get a little long green flag run in? We've not had one of those tonight.
You know, usually I'm pretty optimistic about these things, and I would like to go ahead, but I don't like to lie to the viewers, so I don't think we're quite done with them yet. The green flag run is coming, but I think we got one more in it before we get our longest in here. As what lap are we working? We're only on lap, we're only with a third of the way through. One more coming.
You know what? And that's actually quite fair. I figured with a 16-car field, we'd actually look pretty good so far. Provincial pole sitter right now is Tom Hilbert. Still got a long ways to go, though. Green flag is back out as Herzog really hanging just a little bit. And Lowe says, yeah, you're not going to hang too much as we go side by side for second place between Herzog and Myers. Myers to the inside, trying to get that nose up front to get second place. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle into the wall goes Herzog. And Herzog has a nose out front so far. That car likes that middle groove.
I would be surprised if the 11 of Myers puts up much of a fight here. We'll see. We just talked to him, and it seemed like his main concern was just having stuff to race again. He is putting up a pretty good fight. You are clear now. Why don't you pull up there, settle down into third, right ahead of Ken Allen. So they said 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back in fifth is the Canadian Goose. I got to talk about big picture, though, real quick. Smith is trying his very... Let's look at Smith right now. He's coming fast. He's just worked his way under Hoos. He knows that he's counting the amount of cars between him and Lowe, and he's got to figure out, boy, I can't give up all those points.
Well, we are on the VGN YouTube had the over-under yellows at 2. Oh, we got another one. So there we go. So let's see what happens here. And oh, once again, Double Deuce involved in this crash with one of the brothers, Hilbert.
Yeah, I think it starts with Tom getting loose out in front, and then Double Deuce has nowhere to go, and he comes in. He tried to figure out what move to make, and it just didn't work. So, well, folks, there's that yellow that I thought was coming. Now we got it out of the way. Now you can expect here as we're working lap number 39. When we going green here at lap 41, look for us to go the distance. So I know you want to watch the broadcast, but if you want to go get yourself a snack, now's the time to do it because you're not going to have time later. We're going to have a green run from here.
I think a 59-lap green flag run is sufficient. I think that it would really sort out to see what happens. The one driver this is helping really is James Lowe because it gives him a time to cool off his tires. It's Hoos goes into the pits. That's a little odd. Pearson also goes into the pits after his little incident there. But yeah, I think these cautions, it's really favoring James Lowe and even Herzog because look at how good he's doing today. He's sitting right now in second place. And he's tried to challenge Lowe, but he's really been sitting there and settling into battles for second place. What's helping him there is Brendan Myers trying to save his tires there at the end.
Indeed, and this is kind of an unfamiliar position for Herzog. He's notorious since he doesn't really race that often, he's often stuck at the back of the field having to work his way through. And we call him a charger, and he gets up there and doesn't have a lot left. He got to start up front this time. So it'll be fun to see what he can do. And now, with apologies to longtime viewers of VGN and of this series, we're always picking up new viewers. So I got to tell real quick, the drivers cannot change tires when they come down into pit lane. They have to finish on you have to dance go home with the girl who brought you, basically. You don't get to change tires. So even though we talk about the Lipper, Chris Hazlett, going into the pit lane, he can get repairs done, but he can't get new rubber.
Shout out to Replay up to 9th place after early race slide off into turn 1 after leading. Pace car comes off into the pits. We're about ready to get our 4th restart underway. Green flag is back in the air, and once again, James Lowe with a great restart. And of course, here comes the 11 Brendan Myers to the inside of Herzog. They're side-by-side for position. Kenny Allen doesn't have a dancing partner up high, and that's good for him because right behind him is Wilson and Liston. Liston making his way back up to 6th, Soup, so a great recovery drive there from the 87.
Last time we saw Myers put on a pretty good fight until he finally had to give up the ghost there, surrender Casper, and let Herzog take over second. He's working much harder this time. I think he might be thinking this might be a hard guy to get around. Let me go ahead and burn up a little tire equity now as they get a little bit of a hip check there as he pushes them high. They continue to race side by side. Oh my goodness, one more time they touch. And again they touch. Mercy. And there he goes around. That's it for Herzog.
Well, unfortunately,
collected by the quiet man. Ruben Ortiz gets him, and the 7 of Chris Davis involved in as well. Go ahead, Gridlock.
I didn't think we were racing at Daytona. I thought we were racing a short track, but unfortunately, there's our 5th caution, and yeah, what just a shame. Let's watch this replay here. As, yeah, they were just rubbing. You think it was Spec Miata race, and then all of a sudden, Herzog just lost it. Nothing he could do there, but unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time. Looks like the 87 Liston also clipped him as well.
Boy, a lot of guys got him there. they kept spinning Herzog around there as they went by. All right, this is big news. Davis coming in again. Remember, he's chasing Smith in the points. Smith doing okay right now as he's sitting up there in 7th spot.
A lot of guys who are in the pits right now. You got Pearson, Davis, Altice, Hoos, and Herzog. Looks like Tom Hilbert has called it a night himself as he's been in the pits for about 7-8 laps. Look at the damage on the 22. Just all bent up. A lot of bent up race cars here.
Yeah, well, the 22 that wasn't his only incident. He's had a busy night. Let's see the cars coming out. Here they come. There's a good shot as we pan over as the leader's coming your way. Well, Myers got rid of Herzog one way or the other. But now it's going to be a different story for the number 11. He was used to starting on the inside, getting underneath the guy that was starting outside of row 1. Well, now he's in that position. And finally, Kenny Allen having a good run. Papa Kenny, he's been just kind of getting the feel of this series, and I think he's beginning to, well, spread his wings, stretch his legs. You want to make sure you put the right verb with the right noun there, or you get in trouble.
Well, yeah, it's better than making like a tree and falling over, but I've got to say this. Let's see how he does later in the race, because the series that Kenny Allen comes from, you can change tires. Whereas, unlike here, you can't. So, I will be a Kenny Allen believer when I see him in the top 5 at the end of this race. That's not a knock against Kenny Allen, because racing in a series where you have to spend all 100 laps on the tires you started with is a challenge. James Lowe and Brendan Myers, row 1. Kenny Allen, John Wilson, row 2. That's Todd Liston. Replay, Ryan Seneca in row 3. Great to see him there. By the way, did you see that little YouTube short he did of us?
I did not. That's going to be something to watch. Thank you for turning me on to that.
All right, here we go. Pace car comes in. Lowe Myers in row 1, and James Lowe gets a start before the restart zone. Kind of surprised that the race director's not looking at that, but it is what it is. Green flag is out. He's still, regardless, he still opens up a huge lead as Myers holds the outside over. Kenny Allen gets the nose out front. Here comes Myers. Oh, contact.
Gets a shove, and Myers catches it, but Allen now moving up in the second. That's short tack racing. He didn't spin him, just moved him out of the way. Oh, they're coming now. There's no room for Myers. Gets into the back, says, hey, remember me?
Let's see what he does. A little loose through 3 and 4, but that gives Liston a chance to really get side by side with Myers. That's for the 3rd spot. So far, so good. Myers able to dive it in just a little bit harder than Liston, but Liston able to get a good exit off of 2, but then decides he's going to slink back. And where'd he go? Oh, wait, there he is. He's just blinking a little bit. Now he sets the sights on Allen. Myers does to get that 2nd place back.
He was in that battle. He was working with Herzog, and he was in 3rd place, and now he's working on Kenny Allen. Oh, he's got a good run. He is really good off of 2. He gets down to the inside. I think all the talk about saving my stuff is out of the way once he got that little check now. He would like to get Kenny Allen behind him. He's working really hard. Back in the popcorn position is, that's Todd Liston watching. And look at that, the 11 makes the bottom one. You know, we talked to him, Ridlock, and he said, I'm not sure which line I prefer. He likes the bottom.
A lot of these guys like the bottom, I think, because they feel like they can get a better grip. Oh, a little bit of a bump there from Kenny Allen there. And Allen now has to defend over the 87 Liston. Allen not liking that high line there as he's going to lose 1 spot, but still going to contend with the 87 of Liston. Liston right now has that 3rd spot so far, but he's going to get it. Let's see what happens. By the way, James Lowe, 1.5 seconds already because these 3 drivers decided they'd rather play with each other than get up and play with Lowe.
A slide job there that Myers put on Kenny Allen, and he's going to get in there nicely. Want to really talk about Kurt Smith. It's just wait, 6th spot. Just a tick over halfway, still plenty of time, assuming that Smith's car is still clean enough to be able to couple that. And how about this, Gridlock? We really need to talk about replay Ryan Seneca. He's a very humble guy. He did not feel comfortable showing off in the lead. So what he did, he took it into corner number 1 incredibly hard on the opening lap, slipped way up there, let everyone go by. Now he's showing us what he's got, very comfortably right there in 7th.
Showing off that that famous last name. If you're a fan of Midwest short track racing, you know he's going to go 3 wide for second place. Holy cow, Brennan Myers. Of course, that's actually the 25 of Tom Hilbert, who is shotgun out of the field right now, involved with that. Wow, I'm surprised you can go 3 wide here, but then again, the track pretty wide here. Well, tracks are wide in California, it seems, because you can get away with that and not get in any trouble.
Yeah, we build them wide because there's lots of traffic. We like to get somewhere. You don't want to race around rush hour because racing is really bad then. With that said, look at this. Here comes Kenny Allen back in there. A good job there from Tom Hilbert trying to hide his car. He had to put it somewhere, and they decided that they would all go in at the same time. Kenny Allen, is he going to give another shove? These guys, oh, my dad used to say, the tree remembers, the axe forgets. Here we go. These guys are back at it again. The 11 of Myers and the 49 of Allen.
Yeah, Allen just dove it in deep through 3 and 4. So Myers, right now Myers back in 4th place. Let's see how long that takes. And Myers really good up high on 1 and 2. But I'll tell you what, Allen doing all he can to keep that spot. By the way, your top 2, they've both gained 10 positions so far on the day. Listen, trying to make it 1 more as he sets his sights on the defending champion. Right now, Allen gets that the 3rd place, but he whacks the wall just a little bit coming off of turn number 4. Here comes Myers to the inside. They're side by side between 1 and 2.
Little dip to do, a little hucklebuck there, a little up and under for Brendan Myers, and he gets the spot. He gave it to Allen, and then he took it right back.
A little do-si-do, the Bakersfield 2-step. You know, I always find it funny how Dwight Yoakam's known for Bakersfield, but where is he originally from? Ohio.
Did not know that all my life. He's from Bakersfield. Look at here's a guy not from Bakersfield. Canadian Goose working underneath Kenny Allen right there. Hey, there's a happy fan. Cheering on us, guys. He must be from Canada, too. Cheering on the Canadian Goose, John Wilson.
Nothing wrong with Canada. And, yes, still got this battle. Canadian Goose goes to the inside of Kenny Allen. This is the battle for 4th place right now. The Goose has it, but Allen's going to get it at the line. Oh, I don't know. That was close. 0.01 seconds. Allen over Wilson at the line, and now the Canadian Goose flies his way around the inside of Allen for the time being.
Of course, Bakersfield notorious for the Bakersfield sound, which includes country legend Buck Owens. Here's a trivia question, folks. What are the colors of Buck Owens' signature guitar? Put it in the YouTube chat if you know the answer. Don't Google it. Look at this racing going on. Ken Allen putting on a show. Going the wrong direction, but he's putting on a show with everyone who passes him.
By the way, before I get read the riot act, well, you'll be born in Plankville, Kentucky. That's like me saying I'm from Illinois, but born in Texas. True story there. We're looking out the back of John Wilson.
I know. I'm confused beyond belief. All right, continue.
Canadian Goose holding off the 49 of Kenny Allen. The battle for 4th place rages on as Allen trying to just find any which way he can to get around John Wilson. And Sue Confusion's the name of my game. That's how I got married.
Kenny Allen taking a peek underneath the Canadian Goose. Strangely enough, the Canadian Goose, born in Argentina, raised in Brazil, and now lives in Canada.
Our home and native land. So Wilson doing his best to hold off Allen, but look at that right front, Sue. But, you know, we start to see these drivers late in the race that have the aerodynamic disadvantage with that right front as now they go around the 52 of Hilbert, Steve Hilbert. By the way, double deuce if things were to end now would be your provisional pole sitter. He's several laps down from his earlier transgressions, but Wilson, I love the back of this shot right here as you see the gap grow and rise, grow and rise. Oh, a little bit of a rub into the wall by Allen.
It really has been the exciting feature of this race. Let me set the big picture for you here. James Lowe sits 4th on the points. He's out in front, looking to win 2 in a row. He's not out of the championship hunt yet. Smith knows what's going on. Kurt Smith doing what he does. Cucumber Kurt, right now, he had an issue, fell way to the back. He's in 6th, and he's got some action in front of him. don't be surprised when it's all said and done if you don't see Smith not only ahead of Allen, but probably ahead of the Canadian Goose as well. They weren't going to get the double deuce Bruce Pearson. Then the third driver we need to talk about is Chris Davis, who is struggling well in the back. He's had incidents back now. He's just putting in laps on the lead lap, last car in 11.
All right, so we saw the inside of Kenny Allen and how he's kind of sawing at the wheel around the corners. Let's see if we can get inside John Wilson. I want to see how smooth his hands are around the turns, because if Kenny Allen's having problems and Wilson's not, this is going to be a little bit of an easy end to the race with about 25 laps to go for the Canadian Goose right now, sitting in 4th place. Let's watch. I don't think he's moving his hands as much. Let's see what he does through 3 and 4 here. Yeah, there's not as much sawing there on the 75, so Kenny Allen, we look back at him. Let's take a look again. Just a little bit of movement. I think that Wilson has a better handle on his race car for the time being, but Allen's going to go to the inside of Wilson.
Well, I've seen that. I've seen that not only in Canadian drivers, but in Finn drivers as well. It's all that driving on the ice in the wintertime. You got to be smooth. You don't want to be jerking the wheel or you move that thing around. Here comes Kenny Allen right now. One more time. My goodness, he's racing side by side with Canadian Goose John Wilson. Back in what we like to call the popcorn position. That is Kurt Smith. Look at how smart Smith is. He's leaving a good 2 car lengths between him. He could get up there if he needed to, and he might as soon as there goes Allen, and he waits, and now is he going to force the issue? He goes to the outside. This is not what Kurt Smith wants to do. He does not want to be the outside of Kenny Allen. In fact, he backs off. He knows. He is big picture racing right now. He's cucumber Kurt.
Yeah, that's smart, especially taking a look at how not bent up that 6 car is right now. And of course, get any of those wheels onto that flat surface here on the apron, and it will suck you in every time. So good save there by Kenny Allen. I'll tell you what, 20 to go, Soup, and Allen's making me a believer as we're seeing this battle also for position. This is between the 72 of Benny Ellison and Matt Hoos for 8th spot.
There you go, the 72 Electric Boots Ellison, we like to call him up there. Benny having a nice run. Milkman. Matt Hoos is really on the move. Sorry.
Oh, I gotta say, it warms my heart to see how racing on a side of a car is John Wilson trying to defend not only Kenny Allen, but Kurt Smith there for that 4th spot. And I've got to say this, Allen is running life ragged as he was close, if not up against that wall off of turn number 4. And it looks like he's seen a little bit of push off of 2 and 4 these past couple of laps, but he tries to go to the inside. Tell you what, I do not want to be on the outside of Kenny Allen, knowing the push that he has coming off the corners.
And again, what's interesting is what Smith does. Wilson is up in the points. He's sitting about 5th, I believe. Too far back to be a legitimate chance at the championship, so he can race with a little bit of reckless abandon right now. If things were to go south with the Canadian Goose, well, I guess that's how they migrate. But with Kenny Allen back there, he's trophy hunting. The guy who is out there needs to get points at Smith. He'd love to pick up as many points as he can. The way that the Bootleg Racing League is, the rules package, every point is a position. Every position is a point. So he can see 2 points right there and come down to the end of it. The way that James Lowe can get on a roll, oh, Cucumber Kurt might need every point he can get. But right now, he's just waiting.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, and of course, being the interested spectator in that popcorn position, still looking pretty good as we take a look at our grandstand camp. Look at these grandstand camps. Oh, to the inside goes the 49 of Allen, but he's not going to make anything happen. I got to say this, the Canadian Goose, he's too good, too fast out there with that awesome setup.
Dude, I also appreciate the fans in the row in front do not stand up when we go to this camera. Get a shot of the back of their head. What a great shot as they go by. Like you're there. I can smell the popcorn. Here he goes, going to the inside.
Yeah, Allen tries to make it stick this time. Of course, lap traffic up ahead. That's a 22 of Bruce Pearson, who might become a factor in this. As Allen, he's going to try and use Wilson. No, Wilson uses the down low and pushes. Well, it doesn't push, but Pearson, being the gentleman that he is, goes high. So that gives Wilson a chance to get in front. And now here comes the 6 of Kurt Smith. He wants around Kenny Allen, and he walked around him quick with just about 11 to go.
Pearson basically drove his car to Utah to try to get out of the way of those cars that were coming. Good job by the double dude. This is where the action is. And I think this is where the action is going to be. Kenny Allen doing everything he can to get around Wilson. Smith back there probably faster than either of the two, and just weighing the options of, is it worth risk versus reward? How much do I really need these 2 points?
Yeah, those top three, real quick to let you know what's going on with the top three.
Caution.
Liston's off. Liston's off. That might be, the Liston's involved in that. Oh my, things have just turned on their head. Let's see what happened with the 87. I was kind of looking forward to talking to him. As around turn number 4, does he just lose it? Yep, just lose it coming off of turn number 4. Oh, whacks the wall. That looks like to me, Soup, that there may have been some technical difficulties.
All right, we'll go with that. Todd Liston here, we'll take another look at it. I'm getting old, but I guess we saw an incident that looked a lot like that earlier. Okay, this is big now. With Liston out of the way, we're talking points. That is a point for Smith. So now he moves up as he vultures a spot around Liston. 9 drivers on the lead lap.
You know, Soup, thinking back to earlier this season, didn't Liston have an incident similar to that, and he said it was his VR headset that caused the problem?
Yeah, I believe it's the new baby Soup that they have, little baby Soup. She's
That could be it too, yes.
She could be there and maybe grabbed at the steering wheel, probably about that age.
Would
Okay,
not be
let's
surprised.
set the stage because, well, Todd's that kind of a father. He doesn't, he you know, he likes to multitask, do a little parenthooding and short track racing all in the same time. James Lowe, Brendan Myers will be on your front. John Wilson and Kenny Allen. Allen's going to be stuck on the outside. Smith will be on the inside of row 3. This is where it'll be interesting if how aggressive Cucumber Kurt wants to be.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we go into a green-white checker. I don't think we will because we've got, let's see, 9 cars on the lead lap so far. Yeah, 9 cars on the lead lap with the 7 of Davis back into the pits to do some sort of repairs.
He's coming out now. He's doing the best he can. He's paying for the pit crew. He wants to get the most for his money.
He paid for the whole pit crew. Might as well use them as lights around the pace car, Soup. What do you think?
I think maybe if I was a pit crew guy, I would want to be paid per stop rather than per race. It'd be interesting. Myers is quick. We'll see what he can do.
Well, little do you know, you're paid per word. Here comes the pace car coming off into the pits. It's Lowe and Myers row 1, Wilson and Allen row 2, Smith and Seneca row 3, Hoos and Ellison row 4, and last on the lead lap, Hazlip and Davis row 5. Green flag is back on the air. James Lowe gets a good, healthy lead by 1 to 2 car lengths over Brendan Myers. But look at this battle for third. Heats up once again between Wilson and Allen. Allen has the nose, but Wilson gets a good exit coming off of turn number 2.
My goodness, they have been side by side so much. I like to call it Cialis bathtub racing, but they've been side by side so long. I think somebody needs to bring some more hot water for the tubs. They're cool off there. Smith now, here's his opportunity. Allen gets a little bit loose. Smith is going to go ahead and force the issue. It's time. Cucumber Kurt underneath Kenny Allen.
Well, exactly. As now here comes the 6 on the inside of Allen, and he's going to get that 4th spot for the time being. I'm also watching this battle for the lead between Lowe and Myers.
Yeah.
Does Myers have enough? It may be nuts for naught for James Lowe as they come down 2 to go.
Brendan, dive bomb him, baby. Get on in there, give him a run for his money. Not going to happen, Brendan. Homie, don't play that. As they're working lap number 99. Come around for the white flag lap. Battle up front for the lead and the battle back for third.
Yeah, this battle for the bottom step of the podium really enticing. White flag is down, 1 lap to go. Kurt Smith right now has the advantage over Kenny Allen for that 4th spot. as you see that Brendan Myers too far away to make anything happen, though he does have the fastest lap of the race with the 18.2. It's not going to be enough. Coming off of turn number 4, checker flag is out. James Lowe, your winner. Brendan Myers second. Third goes to Wilson, who gets fourth across the line. It's going to be Kurt Smith over Kenny Allen.
Smith waited and waited and picked up that 1 point. When we get down to the season finale and they total up all the points and we're putting the crown on the champion's head, don't be surprised if that 1 point that Kurt just picked up, getting around Papa Kenny Allen, is what's going to get that crown on his noggin. The racing is over, but the broadcast is not. We'll take a short break, come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to the top 3 divers before we put a lock on the gate. Who you watching? VGN. Welcome back to Kern Raceway and the Bootleg Racing League's Virtual Grip Networks live as it happens, 9th round coverage of the Late Model Invitational Series Season 31. The results are in. We'll give them to you right now. He started in 11th. It took him a while to get there, but once he got to the front, that's where he stays. We're talking about James Lowe as he gets that win and closes in on the guys he's chasing. Brendan Myers had a nice run going from 8th to 2nd, but didn't have enough for Lowe at the end. Kept him honest, but not enough. The battle of the night was between John Wilson, Kurt Smith, and Kenny Allen. They put on quite a show. Wilson will get the best of it. Kurt Smith will finish fourth. And to Ryan Seneker and Matt Hoos finished sixth, and Seneker seventh, and Chris Hasluck in eighth. The reason you didn't get a lot of screen time is because Kenny Allen was the star of the show. My goodness. Racing, like my dad used to say, racing like a drunk chasing a balloon on the edge of a cliff. It's fun to watch, but it doesn't always end well. But it did for Kenny Allen as he gets a fifth place finish. Go down to ninth spot. That is Benny Ellison. And in 10th, it's Chris Davis, last car on the lead lap. Now, Davis in 10th. Smith comes home in fourth and Lowe in first. Do the math. The points are going to be interesting.
We'll see what happens there. And yeah, I'm now a Kenny Allen believer. I'll say that much. Steve Hilbert, 11th. Double Deuce Bruce in 12th. 13th is Todd Liston. He'll be on the pole. And boy, will that be fun in 2 weeks. We'll talk about where we'll be in 2 weeks here just shortly. Tom Hilbert, Rupert Altice, and Mark Herzog round out your field.
With that said, let's dial up Dorsal Death, James Lowe, as he picks up his second win and closes the gap a little bit. James, you're keeping hope alive, baby. That's 2 in a row, closing the gap on the guys in front.
Yeah, I mean, it'd take a miracle for me to get up there and challenge for the championship win, but I'm just gonna come out here and try to win races.
What was the tire you were worried about? Right front, right rear. What was your concern?
The right rear was the one that was wearing the most for me. So I just kind of ran 100 nice easy laps, well, minus the caution laps anyway. Yeah, just the same lap every lap, and it worked out.
Didn't need those cautions early. Fun little battle early on though with Herzog.
Yeah, it was good. I could tell he was kind of pushing a little bit, so I was still riding the same pace. So it played out the way I wanted it to anyway.
I want to drill down a little bit. How can you tell? How can you, from watching the guy you're racing, how can you tell he's struggling?
Just the wiggling coming off the corners and diving in there way too hard, especially for early in the race. So yeah, I could tell a few guys were going to have some issues just by the way they were racing. But yeah, we just took our time and ran the same line and got up there and then just never looked back.
All right. Well, you got another win for the family that's watching. Well done. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my Mary Alice, my buddy Chris for watching and supporting, and you guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back.
All right. Well, to go. Number 99 picks up his third win of the season. All right. With that, let me turn it over to my partner, see who he's got.
I've got second place, Brendan Myers. We talked to him earlier on in the race, and Brendan, you were able to save those that right rear tire, so not bad, second place.
Yeah, it was kind of a hectic race for being up front. There was a lot of cars bouncing around and sliding around with not a lot of grip, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, let's talk about that final restart. Did you think that you had anything for James Lowe there on the outside?
Well, I wish we would have had about another 10 laps. I actually set the fastest lap of the race on lap 98. So I had enough, but James is so quick and so skilled, I probably wasn't going to be able to do it.
Regardless, I mean, you come, you trophy hunt, and you seem to do well. What was so different about this race that put you on the podium?
Well, it helped that I didn't start in dead last. That happens a lot when I struggle to make it every week. But yeah, it was right place at the right time, and was that right combination of saving the tires but keeping some speed.
Well, up 6 spots, not a bad start. Got a week off, and then we go racing again next week. So enjoy the rest, to say the least.
Yeah, thank you. I got to give a shout out to my wife, Lauren, my sponsor, ambrosepackaging.com. You guys at VGN, Soup, Jeremy, you guys are awesome. And then, of course, Lowell and everyone at BRL.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Yeah, like I said, great racing out there. It seemed like that battle up at the front was fantastic.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Brendan Myers, yeah, once again, it seems like anytime he shows up, he just instantly ends up in the front battle. Who you got, Soup?
I got the Canadian Goose, John Wilson. John, sometimes the fun that we have watching doesn't translate to the fun the drivers are having on the track. My goodness, it was fun to watch. Was it fun? You were in a battle for I don't know, 80 of the 100 laps.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
A little bumping going on, a little touching, but in the end, you got the best of the three of them.
Yeah, Kenny Allen there, he got a few good runs on me, and then I would push a little bit hard and get loose and let him catch right back up. And then I would get by him again, and then I would push a little hard to get loose and let him catch right back up again.
Was fun, some over-unders, it was fun to watch indeed. Good to see you race so well. Hey, I've got to follow up on this because we're getting some talk from some of the guys in the VGN back rooms were giving me information. I don't believe it's false. You're born and raised in Canada, right? There's no South America connection for you.
No South American connection.
Okay. Don't know what they're talking about.
John, no, that's all soup because we're talking about Mr. Dwight Yoakam and how he's not from California, but I digress. You know how soup is. He makes up these stories, thinks it's real. It scares me too.
I don't think it. I say what is given to me. I have no mind of my own. Hey, John, congratulations.
Man being from Canada.
Hey, when is it cooling off up there yet? Is it time?
It started to a little bit. We still have some hot days, but it's getting a little more comfortable. Let's put it that way.
I got to drill down one more thing because we were talking about how smooth you are, and I said it's because you're used to driving on ice up there. Do you put chains on the car in the wintertime up there in Canada?
Not here. They do out in British Columbia, but here in Ontario, it's pretty flat, so we don't need chains.
Got it. All right. Well, you're certainly smooth. Well done. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, sir.
All right, the Canadian News. He finishes third. Good to see him up on the podium. Always fun to talk to guys north of the border. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to my partner to take us home.